Yes, we have, high expectations, but we're going to embrace them, but it starts by getting to work.
Just 7 months ago, Adrian Griffin was introduced as the new Milwaukee Bucks head coach. Today, just 43 games into his first season, he's fired. You would have to believe that a lot of Bucks fans were caught off guard by this news. Tonight, we are getting that reaction.
Our team coverage includes Stephanie Rodriguez at the Bucks Pro Shop, Adam Reif live at a sports talk radio station, and Scott Grodzki on What's Next. And we do thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Natalie Shepard.
I'm Jessa Breisbeck, and before we hear from our people in the field, we've got sports director Kevin Holden here leading off our team coverage of this breaking sports story, and it really did catch all of us and probably all of you off guard.
Yeah, it really did. And Kev, the Bucks have the plays raised some questions in the first half of the season, but they've still won 30 games. So what do we know right now?
Yeah, surprising. Very surprising at 30-13, and no overt reasons given. But Adrian Griffin's Bucks tenure is over after those 43 games, and with the Bucks holding a tie for the second best record in the NBA. So yes, a highly surprising midseason turn. It was Griffin's first head coaching position after 15 years as a highly valued assistant coach. Griffin came in with the idea of changing the Bucks' philosophy on defense, but he lost top assistant Terry Stotts before the Bucks played their first regular season game. The wins were there, but so were the slumps. In the Bucks' last 3 games, they lost by 40 to Cleveland and then trailed the NBA's worst team by record, Detroit, in the fourth quarter of back-to-back games. So the Bucks are focused on winning a title this season. They have wasted no time in making a change. So what is next for the Bucks? Assistant Joe Prunty will take over as the interim coach, just like he did in 2018 for Jason Kidd. Scott Grodzki will join us now with what we know about the long-term plan moving forward. Scott.
Well, Kevin, the Bucks firing Coach Griffin 43 games into his tenure sent a clear message that they are not going to waste any time. They need the long-term coach to win, and to win right away. General Manager John Horst put out a statement saying that firing Griffin in the middle of the season was a difficult decision to make, and they are, quote, working immediately towards hiring our next head coach. Prunty will have the job for now, but multiple reports have Doc Rivers as the early favorite to win the full-time position. ESPN says that the two sides haven't talked yet officially, but if Doc is hired, this would be his 5th head coaching job in the NBA after spending time with the Magic, Celtics, Clippers, and 76ers, winning a championship in Boston. Doc also played his college basketball here in Milwaukee area at Marquette, so he's already a Milwaukee basketball legend. His Marquette jersey is actually retired at Fiserv Forum. Now, if the Bucks do not hire Doc Rivers, The Athletic is reporting that Warriors assistant coach Kenny Atkinson could be considered for the job as well. He was actually the runner-up this offseason when Griffin was hired in the first place. Jessica and Natalie?
Lots to look out for. Thank you, Scott. And of course, the surprise move has fans sounding off on social media and on the airwaves.
And Milwaukee sports radio stations taking lots of calls from fans wanting to know why and also what's next. CBS 58's Adam Reif is live outside 97.3 The Game after talking with the afternoon show team there. Adam.
Hi there, Natalie. Hey, Jessup. Good afternoon. Well, a lot of people having a mix of reactions to this news, sometimes in the very same phone call coming from callers here. We're outside 97.3 The Game here at the iHeartRadio studios in Greenfield, where that is the hot topic, of course, all afternoon long. Those fans have been lighting up the switchboard all afternoon since the news broke, trying to weigh in on what's next for the Bucks and also figure out why this happened in the first place. And the big theme seems to be a surprise but not a shock. As Kevin and Scott mentioned, tied for the second best record in the NBA, but plenty of stretches where this Bucks team felt like they were underperforming, and the callers were certainly letting the team have it after many of those games. We listened into the Drew and KB show here on 97.3 The Game for much of the afternoon. Fans saying that they were focusing on the roster, but it was a tough position for Adrian Griffin to be in from the start. Championship expectations for a first-time coach. We also talked to a guy who's big on Bucks social media about what this move signifies. Take a listen.
I think it was flawed from the get-go that you go hire a guy that's never coached at that level. I mean,
it was a risk.
Going in, it was fraught with problems.
Yeah. Yes, it was a risk.
The silver lining is that, you know, they must really believe that in order to compete, that this is what they had to do.
Now, many callers this afternoon said this is a great move for the Bucks, actually, that it signifies the organization is all in on winning a championship. We'll have much more reaction coming up tonight at 9 and 10. Live here in Greenfield, Adam Reif, CBS 58 News.
We'll look for you then. Adam, thank you very much. And no Bucks game at Fiserv Forum until tomorrow. But there are Bucks fans in the building tonight. Our Stephanie Rodriguez is live at the Bucks Pro Shop. And Steph, what are folks saying there?
Natalie, I know we've said it throughout our newscasts, but it came as a total shock today to people, especially to Milwaukee Bucks fans. I actually broke the news to one person that I met here downtown. And I kid you not, he said to me when I told him that Adrian Griffin was no longer the head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks, he said the same coach that won with the team last night. Just the state of confusion for Milwaukee Bucks fans is at that right now. They're not sure why this happened. We're still waiting to hear from the Bucks, as they have now confirmed, as we know, that Adrian Griffin is no longer with the team.
I guess so random. I mean, Milwaukee Bucks, they came from a championship, not too long ago. I mean, I know he's a new coach, but still at the same time, he still had all the players, all the material he needed for him right in front of him. So I don't see the issue why they had to get rid of him.
So that fan there felt they had all the tools in their toolbox necessary to go all the way this season. So as you heard, he's confused by the decision. He, like many of us, are waiting to hear from the Milwaukee Bucks about what led to Adrian Griffin being fired. Reporting live at Fiserv Forum, Stephanie Rodriguez, CBS 58 News.